There's still plenty of concern tonight in Estill County over some naturally occurring radioactive waste dumped in a landfill. What county leaders say air and water tests showed.
Nicholasville police officers look into the possibility that a robbery that happened this morning is connected to robberies over the weekend here in Richmond, even in Lexington.
It's a tale of two cities. Why has the Centerpoint project failed to get off the ground, while a similar project in Louisville is now under construction?
This is WKYT News at 6.
Good evening to you. It is the question many people in Estill County are asking. How safe is the area around a landfill where naturally occurring radioactive material was illegally dumped?
Over the weekend, investigators tested the air and the water around that landfill, and tonight the preliminary results are in. Sean Moody has our top story at 6.
The Estill County Judge Executive says he still has a lot of questions about this whole situation. He had contractors come out here for most of the day yesterday to test air and water, and he's planning a public forum for tomorrow night. The Blue Ridge landfill backs right up to Chi-Chi Worsham's property on Dry Branch Road.
That hill right there, we're right up against it.
She and her neighbors have been concerned ever since the news about the radioactive waste broke last week.
We were just kind of dumbfounded, you know.
And she's not the only one with questions.
What type of radiation? What type of containers this radiation come in?
Estill County Judge Executive Wallace Taylor had a third-party contractor come in over the weekend to do air and water testing at the landfill, nearby schools, and houses. Preliminary results show things are all within normal limits.
It gives me a great sense of relief, and I want the public to know that.
He'll have more of a chance to talk with people at a public forum tomorrow night. He's also continuing to push for action at the landfill. He says there will be a lot more oversight from now on.
They're going to get a lot more attention than what they used to get from me or my solid waste coordinator. They're going to be more involved. You know, the gentleman said that their company was worth $1.5 billion. I said, it may not be when I'm done with you.
That forum will be at 6 o'clock tomorrow night at the Estill County High School right across the street from the landfill. In Estill County, Sean Moody, WKYT.
The judge executive wants the landfill to install technology to detect any radioactive waste on trucks coming in.
For the presidential candidates, this is the biggest week of the campaign so far. Tomorrow, delegates in a dozen states are up for grabs on Super Tuesday. And Saturday, Kentucky Republicans will hold their caucus. Today, Republican candidate Ben Carson hosted a town hall meeting in Lexington. Hillary Thornton was there.
Most Americans have values. They have common sense. But they're frightened. They're frightened about the future. They're frightened about the direction of our country.
Dr. Ben Carson speaking to an estimated crowd of about 1,000 supporters, talking about a variety of topics, including criticism of his calm demeanor.
I had a horrible temper. It used to get me in trouble a lot. So when you see my calm demeanor, that's a sign of strength, not a sign of weakness.
Even though down in delegates and in the latest polls, Carson says he has great momentum going into what is a huge week for candidates, expressed when asked what was needed to turn his campaign around.
I bet Wednesday morning you will not ask that same question. You just have to be persistent.
Dr. Ben Carson sharing a specific message for Kentucky voters, asking them to get out and exercise their right on Saturday and to not give up on him just yet.
Make sure you exercise your civic duty, get out there, but do it in a responsible way. Make sure you know what you're talking about.
Knowledge about issues and policies Carson spoke about at Monday's event, including Kentucky coal.
You know, the Environmental Protection Agency, in my opinion, should be reoriented. Instead of somebody with their boot on everybody's neck, they should be working with business, industry, academia, and the ag business to find the cleanest, most environmentally friendly ways to exploit our tremendous resources, including coal.
In Lexington, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
3 other Republican candidates are planning to visit Kentucky this week. Donald Trump will hold a rally tomorrow afternoon at the Kentucky International Convention Center in Louisville. Marco Rubio will be in Lexington Friday morning for an event beginning at 10:15. A venue has not yet been announced. Ted Cruz's campaign says he will be in Kentucky sometime this week, but nothing is scheduled yet either.
The surveillance video is frightening to watch. It shows 3 armed men walking into a Nicholasville gas station and pointing guns at the clerks and a customer. The robbery happened early this morning at the Double Quick BP off US 27. As Kristen Kennedy tells us, police think that it could be connected to 2 other robberies at Central Kentucky gas stations.
Nicholasville police say the Double Quick robbery was fast and violent.
All 3 appear to be armed with semi-automatic handguns, and the clerk and the person inside did exactly what they should have and complied with their demands and gave them the money.
We talked to 2 of the clerks working Monday morning. They say 3 men stormed in, shouted at everyone to get down, took money from the front clerk, and ran away. You can see in the video their faces were covered with masks and hoods. Officer Kevin Grimes says one piece of clothing did stand out.
The gloves that the one individual was wearing appeared to be like a lime green set of gloves that I don't see those very often. Construction workers, traffic people, and police officers wear those sometimes.
Nicholasville police have put in a call with Richmond police officers, even Lexington police, to find out if their robbery Monday morning is at all connected with robberies over the weekend.
They've had a couple of robberies over the weekend that have a similar method and a similar description. So we're hoping that maybe they've got a little more information that we can share with each other.
Lexington police released these photographs of Sunday morning's robbery inside the Circle K on Richmond Road. 2 hours before that robbery, police in Richmond say 2 armed men stormed into the Speedway on Merrick Drive. They're looking into the possibility all 3 are connected. In Richmond, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
The descriptions of the suspects in the Lexington, Richmond, and Nicholasville robberies are similar. We have full descriptions on WKYT.com.
We have had some calm weather across the Bluegrass today, but it looks like March could come in like a lion. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has an early look now at a stormy forecast for us.
Yeah, it's a system rolling into town for March 1 that looks very similar to the storm we had last week. Remember the one that had some heavy rain, thunder, lightning, 60s, and then snow? Yeah, we're going to see something similar tomorrow. Concentrate on what's going on right now to start things out because it's very nice out there. Sunset in Lexington, 53 degrees. Winds are coming at us from the south-southwest at around 8 miles an hour. Winds haven't been as gusty today as what we had last night. Last night, those winds were 40 to 50 miles an hour into much of the area. Mid to upper 50s this afternoon, a day that started out with some showers and some rumbles of thunder. Out and about this evening, it's a drop into the 40s fairly quickly after sunset. Upper 30s show up by 11 o'clock, then we kind of put the brakes on. And focus on what's coming in from the Plain States. That's a storm system beginning to gather steam. Cold air behind it, mild air out ahead of it. By tomorrow at this time, that front is right on top of Central Kentucky. That means another wild ride. Strong thunderstorms, 30-degree temperature drop. Some snowflakes coming in behind that. Stop me if you've heard that one before. Very similar to what we were going through about this same point last week. 7-day forecast for the first week of March with a lot of downs and a big up in 10 minutes.
Chris, thank you. Almost 8 years after the Center Point block was leveled, little has been built. It's frustrating and embarrassing to many people. Meanwhile, Louisville just broke ground on a major downtown development. They claim it'll be finished in 2 years. So how are they doing it while Center Point sits idle? New at 6, we went to Louisville to see for ourselves. While the Center Point cranes sit quietly, unused for months, the cranes at Louisville's massive Omni Hotel and Residences project are laying the foundation just weeks after the groundbreaking.
This is really a transformative project for Louisville. I mean, it's a 30-some-odd story building. It's a new exclamation point on our skyline. It's a 600-room convention hotel. It's a downtown grocery and urban market, restaurants, rooftop pool. I mean, it's a really nice development, and it's almost an entire block. We don't have a product like this in Louisville currently that has all of these components.
How did Louisville make this happen? There are some similarities with Center Point. Both the Omni and Center Point are in the heart of downtown. Both involve a hotel, apartments, a restaurant, and shops. Original plans for Center Point called for 35 stories. Omni will be 30. Both are in the $250 to $300 million range. But when it comes to financing, there are sharp differences.
It's a big project for us, and we worked many years to get here.
It begins with the partnership between the city and the developer. Louisville and the Omni Hotel and Resorts are splitting the cost almost 50-50. Omni came to the table with $150 million in cash. Louisville and the state are picking up the rest, about $139 million in tax rebate money.
That was a key piece of this to convince Omni that this is the city to build a $300 million development in.
The city of Louisville has no upfront money in this project. Instead, they'll use new tax dollars that will come when the Omni is finished to pay off the city's sale of bonds. It's called TIF, or tax increment financing.
TIFs have actually been around for a long time. That Kentucky is, in some sense, behind the times in it. The TIFs really arose, I guess, originally in the 1950s.
CenterPoint had TIF money approved, but not the huge cash investment from a partner like Omni.
Now with a 600-room hotel, a grocery, all the amenities there, 225 luxury apartments that will be on top, that will be a tax-producing district, and the state will benefit through sales tax, the city will benefit through increased property tax, and so you take that increased tax revenue and then you rebate it to help pay off the bonds over time.
There's another big difference between the two projects. The CenterPoint property is not owned by the city of Lexington. But here in Louisville, this property behind me, where the Omni project is being developed, is owned and controlled by the city of Louisville. And city officials here say that's one of the key reasons this project is moving forward.
We controlled the entire block, which I think is different from Lexington. So we were able, and we'd had that block in our control for roughly a decade, so we didn't have to worry about other parties, third parties. We could move forward very quickly with that.
Louisville expects the Omni development to be finished in 2 years. The chair of UK's Department of Economics is surprised CenterPoint has languished this long in a growing city like Lexington.
Boy, it's hard to imagine in a city that has done as well as Lexington has in terms of going through the recession. We haven't had downturns, so you know, that's valuable land, and it is surprising because we are a growing city.
And also this, the city of Louisville gave Omni that property valued at $17 million. Louisville is also building at its cost a parking garage at the Omni development, and money from parking will go towards paying down the city's debt on this project. We did ask the Lexington mayor's office for an interview on this subject. They declined because of legal questions regarding CenterPoint.
We have an update on a Lexington firefighter battling cancer. Next, how friends and fellow firefighters are helping him and his family tonight.
And later in sports, following a weekend loss to Vanderbilt on the road, Coach Cal says he's looking at some tweaks for the Cats.
Kentucky mornings start here. Breaking and overnight news, weather to plan your day, plus traffic you can take with you. Make WKYT This Morning part of your Kentucky morning. Weekdays from 4:30 to 7 on WKYT.
With a variety of fresh-made seafood meals starting at just $4.99, no one does seafood like Dee's. Try our new homestyle flounder meal, or double dozen shrimp, or our grilled menu featuring new Tuscan tilapia, each with 2 sides and hush puppies. For full meals starting at $4.99, it's gotta be Dee's.
Are you planting a tree? Are you digging a garden? Are you digging a swimming pool? Are you putting up a mailbox? Always call 811 before you dig. It's not just a good idea, it's the law. Columbia Gas of Kentucky.
They say life gets better the older you get, and time becomes more valuable. Time to spend with family, time to try new things, time to have fun. At Kroger, you can have your prescriptions filled while you shop. So it's easy to save money and time with your Kroger pharmacy. And you can get back to the things you love.
Be heart smart. Your Kroger pharmacist can help you understand your heart health numbers, your medications, and so much more. See your Kroger pharmacist today.
Window World, superior products
and professional installation at a guaranteed low price. When it comes to home remodeling,
a new door can make a huge compliment to windows and siding.
That's why Window World, America's largest home remodeling company,
carries patio doors, entry doors, and storm doors.
All backed by our lifetime limited warranty and guaranteed low price.
Whether you're trying to make a statement
or you simply want the best value,
opportunity is knocking at Window World.
Window World, simply the best doors for less.
Hey.
If you won Kentucky's Lucky for Life and got $1,000 a day in the mail for the rest of your life, you'd love your mailbox too.
I'm Bill Nolker, and I'm running to be your state representative. As a former Navy fighter pilot, I have many times been sent into battle in service of my country. Flying into combat, I didn't care whether the commander-in-chief or my wingman was a Democrat or a Republican. What I did care about was successfully completing the mission. I'm running because the people of Boyle and Casey County want that same kind of leadership. They want a leader that understands their needs and represents their values. I'm asking for your vote on March 8th because I want to be your voice. Vote Nolker, March 8th. Duty, honor, service.
With a variety of fresh-made seafood meals starting at just $4.99, no one does seafood like Dee's. Try our new homestyle flounder meal or double dozen shrimp, or our grilled menu featuring new Tuscan tilapia, each with 2 sides and hush puppies. For full meals starting at $4.99, it's gotta be Dee's.
New tonight, a Lexington firefighter battling cancer has returned home following his first round of treatment.
Matt Loxton has been in Chicago for treatment the last few weeks. While he works in Lexington, he lives in Louisville, where tonight his friends, family, and fellow firefighters are holding a fundraiser for him. His family says he will return to Chicago in a few weeks for more scans.
Lexington's newest fitness center is offering a workout with a view. Proof Fitness will open its second facility in Lexington tomorrow morning on West Main Street in the old LA Fitness building. The fitness center has more than 200 pieces of workout equipment, 6 studio rooms, a running track, a spa, and a cafe, along with views of downtown Lexington.
We've put a ton of money and hard work into it to give downtown Lexington a fitness experience they really deserve.
The other Proof Fitness facility is in the Tates Creek Center.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Beautiful day wrapping up across Kentucky. It's our leap day, our bonus day, and I'll tell you, Mother Nature making the best of it out there. A lot of sunshine after a stormy start to the day. Here's how we are ending it. Mountain Parkway corridor. In the distance, you can see what is left of the sun hitting some of the tops of the hills. Lexington, sun getting ready to call it quits as of right now. Here in a couple of weeks, that sunset gets a lot later, doesn't it, as we spring forward. Yeah, we have to put up with a few more bags under our eyes for a couple of days, but at least we get the sun a little deeper into the day, as well as the time change again in a couple weeks. Right now, it's all about some colder temperatures compared to this same point yesterday. Colder, not cold. Yesterday was just crazy warm. Today, it's a more typical brand of air as we get ready to flip the calendar from February to March, with a lot of 50s showing up across central and eastern Kentucky. Defender radar network, calm, quiet. That'll change up, though, tomorrow. Why? Another wild ride is ahead of us. Low pressure that is now coming out of the Rockies will head toward parts of Missouri, and from there into the Cincinnati area by the second half of tomorrow. That puts Kentucky, our part of the Bluegrass State, in a very warm sector of air. Second half of the day tomorrow, we could hit the 60s, mid-60s at some point through early tomorrow afternoon. Cold front on top of us by 4 or 5 o'clock. Showers, thunderstorms out ahead of us could be strong or locally severe. High winds, the primary player. Then look what happens as that front zips through. In a matter of hours, you're going to go from thunderstorms to 30s and maybe a couple of snowflakes. Wish I had better news. That's March coming in like a lion for day one. Wednesday morning, maybe a flurry or two, then it's all about the cold weather. I mentioned in like a lion. Let's break it down. Tuesday, 60 to 65, a couple of strong thunderstorms. Tuesday evening, temperatures drop from the 60s into the 30s. Could be a period of some light snow in there. Tomorrow night into Wednesday morning, we're down into the middle 20s with a couple of flurries left over. So mid-60s to mid-20s in 12, 15 hours. Hour by hour forecast to follow the crazy weather for tomorrow. Upper 30s to start. Look at that at 1 o'clock. 60s across the entire region. If you get any sunshine, noon, 1 o'clock tomorrow, you may hit upper 60s. And then the bottom falls out from there. Here comes a thunderstorm cluster across central and eastern Kentucky. 7 o'clock, 56, 58, 37, snow. Now let's hit the fast forward button. Let's go 3 hours from upper 50s to upper 30s with a couple of flakes that will be around right on into your Wednesday morning. Temperatures in the 20s. Forecast for Wednesday afternoon, upper 30s, low 40s, chilly day. You know what Thursday's going to bring? Better weather, right? Wish I had better news. March, you got to do better than this. Chance for a little light rain or light snow as we go throughout the day, with another fast-moving system coming in from the northwest. So there's a case of some ugly stuff over the next several days. Tomorrow, 65 The bottom then drops out very quickly into the afternoon and evening. Get us past Saturday, and then we're looking good. Next week will likely feature a run of days in the 70s, with the possibility of the severe weather season kicking off early this year.
But again, tomorrow and the next day, real switch.
Yeah, big time switch. From, let's say, 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon to 7 or 8, you're going to drop 20 to 30 degrees in just an hour or two.
Yeah. Done that before.
Crazy stuff.
Thank you.
A new football coach at Dunbar High School.
Over the last several years, Dunbar has gone through some coaches. We will hear from the new head man. And when did Cal first get the idea that he would try another tweak? Stay with us. Sports is next.
WKYT First Alert Weather is brought to you by Lexington Athletic Club.
Think of it as a 7-seat theater for an action-packed thriller. The all-new Audi Q7. Change is taking root in Frankfurt. We need a voice that'll be heard. Daniel Elliott is the conservative for Boyle and Casey counties. Dedicated to protect our God-given freedoms from Obama liberals, Daniel will ensure government is held accountable and our Kentucky values are protected. Daniel Elliott will fight government overreach that's crippled our economy. We need a strong voice. On Tuesday, March 8th, vote Daniel Elliott for state representative.
This new DQ chicken bruschetta is a high-end Italian sports car. No, actually, it's oven-hot focaccia bread, a balsamic glaze. It's a high-end Italian
romance.
No, it's chopped tomatoes and herbs. It's a high-end Italian
Fashion.
It's a high-end Italian sandwich.
I like sandwich.
The new DQ Bakes Chicken Bruschetta, a premium Italian sandwich at a not-so-premium price. Hot out of the oven, only at your DQ. This is fan food, not fast food.
If your home, office, or church is in need of accessibility, visit the friendly specialist at Transitions Lift and Elevator today. Make an appointment at our drive-in showroom where we'll demonstrate the benefits of our easy-to-use Bruno stair lift system, wheelchair lifts, and elevators before we install them. Our top-of-the-line affordable equipment is easy to use and custom-made to fit any home or business. Transitions Lift and Elevator is a local family-owned company and a factory-trained and certified Bruno dealer serving all of Kentucky.
Farmer, Frankfurt outsider. That's Chuck Tackett. Pro-family and pro-business. Chuck Tackett rejects the notion by Washington liberals that the answer to every problem is another big government program. We can trust Chuck Tackett to put our families first by standing up to big government and big business. In the special election for state representative March 8th, send a message to the career politicians. Vote Chuck Tackett. Farmer, Frankfurt outsider.
Our city is like one big machine with thousands of moving parts. Lextran keeps more of those parts moving than most of us realize. Moving thousands of people a day to and from places of education or employment or enjoyment. Days and nights, rain or shine, weekdays and weekends, Sundays and holidays. So whether you ride the bus or not, you can count on the fact that many of the people you count on Lextran.
Technology entire countries want to get their hands on. If they could ever catch you. The all-new Audi Q7.
If the thought crossed your mind that John Calipari might come up with a late-season tweak, you thought right. This afternoon, he said he's tweaking again. For the 7th time this season, the Cats went down on the road Saturday, and they fell back into a first-place tie in the SEC with Texas A&M. Other than 9 points and 6 boards out of Marcus Lee, Calipari got nothing out of his big guys. He has to find a way to help them. It's something that was first suggested by a friend.
A friend of mine had called me before and said, you know, you need to think about doing da-da-da-da-da. And I said, you know, I listened, but I didn't listen. And then, you know, the last game, you start looking at guys, and guys got to play more confident. And it isn't what you say to a guy. Well, you yell at him. What? Okay, I yell at Jamal. He's really lacks confidence. I mean, it's how you're playing. Demonstrated performance builds your confidence. So, if they're struggling to insert themselves, you got to help them and say, here's how you do this.
Only 2 left now in the regular season, beginning with a trip to Florida tomorrow night. The Gators lost a close one to LSU Saturday, 7 o'clock tip on ESPN. Vanderbilt is hit with a $100,000 fine for storming the court after the win over Kentucky Saturday. Since 2004, the SEC has had a rule that says any court storming comes with a price. This is Vanderbilt's second offense. That's why it's 6 figures. All the way back in 2007, Vandy fans stormed the court after a win against Florida. That cost the school $50,000 at that time. The new rankings are out today. The Cats fall 6 spots down to number 22 in the AP poll. They are 19 in the coaches poll. Kansas is back to number 1 in both polls. AP has Michigan State second, followed by Villanova and Virginia. UK corner A.J. Stamps getting on the field this afternoon on the final day of the NFL Combine in Indianapolis. Stamps' best time in the 40-yard dash was a 4.79. He had a 33-inch vertical and a 115-inch broad jump. Stamps made 67 tackles and broke up 8 passes last season at UK to earn an invitation to the Combine. UK will host its own pro day on March 4th. Dunbar football announcing its new football coach this afternoon, its 8th head coach in the last 16 years. Chris Mullins takes over for the retiring Paul Raines. Mullins comes from Greenup County, where he was in his 5th year of turning around the fortunes of the Musketeers. Mullins' first goal is to be the best in Fayette County.
That seems to be a very realistic goal. Where I've been at Greenup, sometimes I think it's important to redefine success and set goals that are easily reachable. And because with as much work as you ask your kids to put in, they need to feel like there's a sense of success. And I think that being the top team in Fayette County is a reachable goal. There's a lot of great competition, but I know that would give them a great sense of pride in their school. We want to host playoff games. That's going to put us at the top of our district. We want to have winning seasons.
Girls high school regional action tonight. We'll have the highlights right here at 11. Sam Amber, back to you.
Thank you, Rob. A final check of your first alert forecast is next.
Then on the CBS Evening News, a Navy SEAL receives the nation's highest medal for valor. Dave Martin will have his heroic story.
WKYT's First Alert Weather follows you wherever you go, on TV, online, on your phone, and throughout the day on Rewind 105.5.
We don't just serve any fish sandwich at Culver's. We serve wild-caught North Atlantic cod.
This cod grows in a water that is cold, clean, and pristine, full of flavorful nutrients, and that comes through in the fish. This is the way we ship it to your restaurant. It's not pre-breaded.
So not only do we use the highest quality cod, but we still hand batter it the old-fashioned way.
That's remarkable.
And we think we get the best fish fillet sandwich because of that.
This is the best fish sandwich in America.
Welcome to Delicious.
Philip Pratt, a proud grandfather, a loving and caring family man, a hard-working small business owner, someone who knows how to grow jobs and change the landscape in Frankfort. Philip Pratt will hold government accountable responsibly, fight Obama's crippling government overreach on our agriculture economy, and preserve our Kentucky heritage in Owen and Scott County. On Tuesday, March 8th, vote Philip Pratt for state representative.
If your child ever asks, where do sandwiches come from, tell them the truth. Look them straight in the eyes and tell them, sandwiches come from Arby's. And if they ask where the loaded Italian and its many meats come from, kindly respond, what part of Arby's didn't you understand, Giuseppe? The loaded Italian sandwich. Arby's, we have the meats.
We've got an online auto-approval hornswoggle. Oh, I hate swogglers.
They said I was approved online.
Uh-oh, I smell a butt coming.
Yeah, a big butt. But I wasn't really approved.
Only DriveTime.com gives you a real online approval in 2 minutes. No butts.
Because butts stink.
Butts do stink.
Kind of a double meaning. What do you mean?
Huh?
Save yourself. Get a real online approval first. Go to DriveTime.com.
Remember the feeling you got?
Improvement.
When you did something you didn't know you could do?
EMENT. Improvement.
Correct. Get that feeling again with a degree from Indiana Wesleyan University.
You've made so much improvement.
Just might surprise yourself with what you can accomplish. Visit iwulexington.com to explore our courses. IWU, anything is possible.
At Window World, you get the best price right up front
Our windows feature the Good Housekeeping seal.
and come with a lifetime limited warranty.
Act now and get a house full of windows for as low as $79 a month installed.
Window World, simply the best for less.
What do these women have in common? They are the staff of Ageless Medical Weight Loss. They've lost a combined 1,300 pounds. The team at Ageless will understand your struggles and celebrate your victories. For a medically supervised, affordable weight loss solution, call Ageless today for a free consultation.
Another wild ride heading into Tuesday. Hello, March. 65 in the middle of the day with thunderstorms, some snowflakes and 30s tomorrow evening.
All right, thanks so much for joining us tonight. We'll see you back here at 11.